preparing, so it should show up any second.
Yeah, it's showed it. We're live, I think. We're live.
Are you live? I can't see it on mine yet. Oh yeah, I can see it on mine. We are live. We are live. We are live.
Fashionably late, like very fashionably late today.
Absolutely, that is totally my fault. Technical issues and all of that. But what was I going to say? Jade, if you want to share, go ahead and share now. And do you want me to record this as well? Haven't we? Let me put that on to record.
Yeah, my computer's having a bit of a hissy fit at the moment. It's like, fine. I'm just going to do an update so you can't actually see what's going on.
Oh, I hate when it does that. Oh my God. And always when you least expect it. So I'm just going to share this out. Anybody that's watching, just bear with us a second. We're just going to share this out to Wayne. I'll tag you in and it'll show up on your Facebook, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, my computer's just saying no.
And then hopefully, let me do that now. So bear with us, guys. I'm just trying to make sure it goes to the places it needs to go to. Okay, I've tagged you, so it should show up live on your thing now. Okay.
We're almost there, apparently.
Sorry?
We're almost there.
You're almost down now. Technology, honestly. So obviously you won't be able to see the comments until your laptop's up. I will see comments and I will, if I see something, I'll shout them out. So I'll have a look and see. Let me turn the volume off. So just make sure when you log into your laptop and you're watching it live, you turn your volume off on your laptop so it doesn't feed back.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Hey, Lindsay. So we've got Lindsay here. Hey, Charmaine. Charmaine is also here. Manda's here. Manda Langham's here as well. Those are the three that I can see. Anyone else, if you're there, do say hi. So we're streaming through Zoom, which means we cannot see your comments through Zoom. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking down at my phone to be able to see if any of you are commenting. Jade's going to be doing much of the talking, so she may miss comments, but she will do her best to answer any questions that you may have. What I want to start off with saying is just a little disclaimer, because what we're going to be talking about may be triggering to some people, and obviously we're not here to trigger people, we're not here to upset anyone or any of those things. We're just having discussion, but we're just letting you know now. So if something comes up and it triggers you and you need to leave, that, like, don't feel bad about that, okay? Like, but we're just letting you know in advance that there may be something that may be a little bit triggering, okay? Hey Jenny, hey. So hey Kim. So you know who I am, just in case you don't. You should do by now. You're on my Facebook. So I'm SJ, Sylvia Johnstone, but everybody calls me SJ. And you know that the company that I partner with, we have a charity that we support called Saprea, which is supporting people that have experienced childhood sexual abuse. And we very much, everything about Unique is Saprea is what comes first. And on Saturdays in my customer group and my business page, I talk about Saprea. I share anything to do with Saprea on a Saturday, Saprea Saturday, basically. So I share information about what they do, the work that they do, how you can apply if you're somebody that needs to use their services. I share survivors' stories. These are real people that have, you know, written their stories and have said it's okay to use their stories. That's what I share in my customer group and my Facebook page, business page. I haven't really been doing that on my profile, and I'll tell you why. It's mainly because it's not my journey, that sometimes I felt like I was being a bit of a fraud talking about something that wasn't my journey. So I've shared bits and pieces, but I haven't been consistent. But I want to be consistent with that now, because I think it's important for people to know who Saprea are, how they came about, why they're here, what they do, because there's lots of people that need the services, and we are a mission-based company. Like, people think that we're all about the products and the products came first, and you know, it was all about money and we just added in a charity. Well, actually that isn't true. It was the other way around. The charity came first. At the time was the Unique Foundation, now rebranded to Saprea. That came first. That is the heart of everything. So it's important that we share it more. And for those people that have been through this journey, I think it's important to acknowledge what people go through and how they come out of that, how they deal with it, and it's going to help a lot of other people. So I have Jade with me today. Now, Jade, we haven't known each other very long. I had the pleasure of meeting her at Empower You, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago
today we were there.
It feels like, oh my God, it's crazy. And she actually was speaking to people in the girls in my team before we actually connected, and she shared her story. Long story short, we've had a chat, and the original idea was Jade was just going to come and share her story, do a dual live and share her story. But after we were connecting in the inbox and we were chatting away, and why don't we do a series? Like, because I want to talk about it more, and two, there's so much to it that you can't just cover it in just 1 hour, like, you know. So this is new to both of us. Neither of us have ever done this before, so it's new to both of us. We don't know how it's going to go. We're just going with the flow. We're just keeping it real, like we do. We're keeping it real. Okay. So I'm going to let Jay take over. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Like I said, I have to look down at my phone to see your comments, but if you do have any questions, I will do my best to pick them up if Jade missed them, and you know, we'll do our best, right? So let's have a quick look.
Absolutely.
So we've got Karen Blinko's on. Hey, Karen. Jade is on as well. That's you, Jade.
I'm just tagging a few people.
Oh, you're tagging a few people. Brilliant. Yeah, ladies, tag your friends, tag your teamies, let people know we're here. Tag everybody, let everybody here. So firstly, let's get Jade to introduce herself so you know who she is, because some of you might know her face, some of you might not. So Jade, introduce yourself. Who are you?
Who am I? That's a burning question. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jade Clapham. I am also a unique presenter. I joined the team back in 2018 originally, had to have some time off, come back in April this year. I am a sister, I am a daughter, I am a friend, I am just like you in many ways, but not like you in many other ways. I am my own person. I'm very, very individual. Very individual. Not everyone likes me, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally okay.
I am very unique. I live and breathe the mission. And, you know, people need to know about this. Saprea is very important to me. Those of you that know me and have spoke to me in the past will know that I attended retreat in 2019, and it saved my life. And
it's not that long ago either, is it? 2000.
Well, not long ago. It's 3 years ago. And people don't know enough about it. And for me, I speak about it in every live I do, in posts every single day, because I want to normalise it instead of people feeling like it's a hush culture.
Yeah,
it's very important for me for people to be able to speak so freely, and to normalise that is to accept it and to understand that it exists and to help liberate it, because that's what we are, you know.
It's brilliant.
I've got a little quote here. I've just got a small little quote from Saprea itself. So Saprea exists to liberate individuals and society from child sexual abuse and its lasting impacts. That's what Saprea is about. That's why they exist. So my absolute question for all of you is just to share experiences, to reach out to people, to be that safe space. Yeah. Because when people have that safe space, they start to talk, and that's how you get a journey like mine. Right.
That's brilliant. Let me just check. No one's. Karen says, "I love Jade." She says Jade is amazing. Jade, I only met you 2 weeks ago. This is from Karen, and you left a mark. Totally inspiring. That's from Karen. And Jenny says, yes, love that. She loves the quote. Hello, Cher.
Cher, here we go. We love you, Cher.
Okay. Hey, Cher. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So
yeah, let's go.
Question one, how did you find out about Saprea?
Right, so I've got some notes just to keep me guided.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll start going on a bit of a tangent. Thanks, Manda. So as I said, I did join the business back in 2018 after one of my work colleagues, so Adele Waby, if she's watching, this is on you. You sent me a message about a little mascara called Epic. Back in the day, just the original, that's all we had. And the 3D, we're going back some years now, we're going back to 3D mascara.
Oh yeah, God.
And she just sent me she sent me the website, and I saw the 3 words that we live by day to day as unique presenters. So we uplift, we empower, and we validate. And that sort of was like, wow.
Okay.
Wow, a company with that sort of mission. And as soon as I got that mascara, I immediately felt, and I joined the team, I felt empowered, I felt uplifted, and I felt validated by the sisterhood. We all know how amazing the sisterhood is, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
yes, absolutely.
I worked full time as a contact supervisor for children's services, and the sexual abuse cases always got me.
Oh God, I could.
They always took
couldn't imagine
anything else, and I couldn't at the time understand why it used to get me so much, because I used to see it a lot. You know, it was part of the job. It was a circumstance of a job. We would just get a bit like, ooh. And we all had that dicky feeling when we come across cases like that. But I was working really one-to-one on one particular case, and it was really throwing me. And I was like, why do I feel so connected to this? Why is it really affecting me? Because most of the time I could do my job, I could go home because of my circumstances, because of how I grew up. But this was like really getting to me. And slowly I started to have flashbacks. Things started to pop up. And I couldn't make sense of what it was at the time. So I just carried on working through it. And that gave me insight into why I felt so connected once the flashbacks had started. And I remember talking to Adele, and I remember talking to Sally, who was also my upline. I remember talking to a few girls in my team and thinking, I think this may have happened to me.
Wow.
I couldn't quite piece it together at the time. I've been through a lot of trauma in life, and it was very difficult to deal with things at the time. I'm very much someone that charges through life like a bull in a china shop, and then as soon as I get a chance to sort of sit back and process things, I mean, it took 20 years to come out because of all the constant trauma I was in. So when it did start to come out, I was like, right, I know about the Unique Foundation, TYF as it used to be called.
Yeah.
So it was rebranded into Saprea because of funding, to get more potential funding in. It was to separate it completely from the business, which was the most genius idea they ever had.
Yeah.
And I began to look into it, and I was like, shit. And I just remember that realization. It was around October 2018. I just remember sitting on my driveway having had a conversation with my godmum, and her saying to me, he did it to you, didn't he? And when I say he, it was my father.
Oh my God, Jade.
That's okay. We're good. Let's keep going. So it just totally all clicked in my head. And I remember sat on the drive, and my partner at the time was stood in the house, and he was at the window. And I just sat there, and I didn't want to go in the house. I just had this music on, and I was like, shit, how the fuck do I tell, sorry, swearing. How do I tell someone that I've loved for, I've been with him 5 years at that point. We were so happy that, how do I tell him that our life is about to be turned inside out?
Oh my God.
So finding out about Saprea was my own special journey, really, because I hadn't really looked into it too much before. It was all sort of, I knew it was there, and I talked about it now and again, like when the specials came out for Saprea, when they post specific things that struck chords with me.
Yeah.
When people do stories, because I'm a huge empath. Like, I feel what other people feel.
I'm like that.
And I just remember being like, right, we've got to start adding this into the business every day. I've got to start talking about it. And then I was like, crap, no, hell no. We ain't discussing this anymore. I can't deal with it. So yeah, that is how Saprea came to me. It came to me totally based on my journey, really. I didn't take too much notice of it until it was right in my face.
Right, I get
and
you.
then the process the application process began. So yeah.
Charmaine says thank you for sharing. Deb's, hey Deb. Yes, Tally, the same. So Debs is here. Sorry I'm late, says Lizzie. Don't worry, Lizzie. We were late because I was faffing. And Jenny, yes, you're right. There's no words to describe the sisterhood. There isn't. There really isn't. Okay, so that's all right. What led you to apply to attend the retreat?
Okay, so this one I've just wrote down a load of bullet points. So after the initial realization of what had happened to me, I began to have flashbacks every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, sometimes 12 or 13 times a day. They come at me thick and fast. And it was trying to bloody deal with that was impossible. The effects it had on my relationship at the time. So I've been with my partner for 5 years, and obviously trying to talk to him about something that had happened to me 20 years ago that I'd never spoke about before was very difficult for him to understand. I wasn't able to be physical at all. Like, it just stopped overnight. I was like, stay the hell away from me. I tried, and it just caused multiple problems for me. I couldn't deal with it. I didn't want anyone anywhere near me, because the way the doctors described it was post-traumatic stress disorder is like having it happen to you over and over and over again, even though it happened 20 years ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the sisterhood and other survivors pushed me to go and look at the application for one and speak to them and be like, look, I'm a survivor too. My yesties at the time were so supportive. Like, we went to MMC I think that was in the September, and then we went to, that was in the August. But I can't remember exactly. Them dates are a bit fuzzy. But we went to MMC and Wendy Sloan spoke. Now, if you don't know Wendy Sloan is used to be an Irish presenter in the business, and she's left now, but she told her story at MMC 2018, and I just remember, oh my God, it was the most. I had 5 panic attacks during that story because it was so flippy with everything that I was experiencing at the time. And I just remember, like, how did I even get? I don't even know how I drove there. You know, I went with my team, and it was the most amazing experience. I met Claire, I met Katie. I met so many different people. I met Sean Brown. He was there.
Okay.
And me and Sean are still in touch. Like, we still talk now, and that was a long time ago. So the opportunity to be immersed with like-minded women was another reason. Like, you don't often come face to face with people who will tell you that they're survivors, who will come to you and say me too. But sometimes I sort of elevate that energy out of myself onto others to make them aware that actually I'm a safe place. I'm somebody that you can talk to. And you'll find 99% of the time I will find women like me without even trying to.
Right,
it's like my vibe sort of attracts it to me.
Yeah, I hear you.
I love that, because that means that there's somebody else that they can talk to that ain't going to judge them.
Yeah.
So the lack of mental health support was another reason. Like, I was on the verge of suicide so many times in that year. Like, there was nothing. There was an assessment that dragged it all out of me, and then it was like, leave you for 6 months while we wait for an appointment, while we decide what we're going to do with you. To some people, that would have killed them.
Yeah, I can see that.
So 6 months of being left on multiple medications, been told you've got PTSD and having no support was disgusting. I'll never forget that. Narcissistic parents. So when I started talking to my members of my family friends, people that knew my parents at the time, I was getting so much backlash. It was unreal. Like, when I say narcissistic, I came from 2 people with very severe mental health issues, with very heavy substance misuse problems. There wasn't just what happened. as in that's not enough on its own. There was a lot more things that happened. I lived with a dealer all my life. I lived with 3 siblings that I had to bring up, as well as my parents. Life for me was no walk in the park. Like, I had multiple therapies before I even realised what had happened to me. I'd been in CBT since I've been 15 years old. I'm far into it because there's so much to say. But when you've grown up in the ST and the abuse that I've lived through, this wasn't surprising for me when it actually kicked in. I'd always felt sick around my dad. I'd always felt this feeling whenever he'd go to hug me.
Okay.
I did access all my social services files, the police interviews. I've got everything, because I knew that they would try and twist what I was going to say. They would try and turn people against me. They would try and paint me out to be a liar. However, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I have the proof of it. So they denied a lot of facts, and I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of family.
Yeah.
But I realised that later on, I realised that the problem wasn't me. It was never me. It was them. I was never too big. I was never too loud. I was never too real. They weren't real enough to deal with me, and that is their issue, not mine.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to get to that point. So, but the biggest point of me going to retreat was to heal and to reclaim the hope that was taken away from me. That was my biggest aim, and I wanted to change. I wanted to stop being this hopeless, broken, absolutely worn down 6-year-old version of myself, because that's the best way to describe who I was then. I was very much a child, like kicking, screaming for attention, for somebody to see me.
Yeah.
For somebody to understand. And Empower You, last time, so 2018, I was able to stand on the mic, and Saprea, TYF were there. I keep saying that because that's how I know.
Yeah.
They were there, and Peter was there, and I volunteered, and I got a t-shirt, and I remember talking to them and saying, I've done my application. They were like, oh my God, you're going to love it. It's going to be so hard, but you are going to love it. And I remember thinking, I don't know if I can do this. And Empower You gave me that final push over the line to say, you can do that. You're supposed to be there. And, you know, it was Louise White at the time, and she stood on my stage and she's like, wow. And I remember because after that I did a big live, and I ended up taking it down because of family. Again, I'm not going to do that this time.
No.
This is me.
No, this is who you are. You shouldn't. I'm just going to read some comments.
There's a lot of reasons why I attended.
Are you? Okay, let's read some comments. So Jenny Cochran said, from someone who has adopted children who experienced early life trauma and are still really young, I can only imagine the blanks you had as an adult. The brain is a powerful thing to block things out that are traumatic. That's coming from Jenny. Then Karen said, I truly believe that we are drawn to things that are connected to us. So you've been drawn to this job was the reason why. Let me open it up. Reason why. I think that's what you have been through, and the strength you have developed will help so many others. I love you, Jade. That's from Karen.
Thank you.
Jenny agrees with what Karen said. Deb says you are super strong and you have become the best person. That's from Deb. And Charmaine says, I haven't had childhood abuse, but as I got older, I met someone and he mentally and physically abused me. I have PTSD, so I appreciate you sharing this. That's from Charmaine.
No problem. Message me anytime.
Catherine, I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. My heart goes out to you. That's from Catherine. Catherine's in the States.
Don't be sorry. Never be sorry. It makes me who I am.
Debs again, I can talk with anyone, but I'm not able to talk therapy with a professional. You can contact me anytime, 24/7. Okay. So she's offering her hand.
Difficult. Professional's very difficult. I understand that.
Yeah.
It can
Debs,
be
oh my
very
God,
hard
yeah.
to let someone from the outside in, but for me, it's easier to let someone from the outside in because then they're not going to hurt me.
I understand. I get you. Debs is saying that you guys are practically the same. So Jenny sounds like it might have been the same. Jenny, I think anybody who has had childhood abuse probably have a lot more going on in childhood to like you did. You're so strong to share this to help others to feel brave enough to do the same. Absolutely, I agree with you, Jenny. Charmaine saying, I'm just starting to realize this is hard, but we need to heal and help others. You're a beautiful, strong woman. Oh, yes, babe. So not your fault or your issues. So proud of you for uncovering that. That's from Cher.
So Cher lives in Canada.
I am saying
I'll
her
let
name
Cher
right.
tell you how we know each other if she wants to.
Okay, Cher, if you want to share. Oh God, that sounded bad, didn't it? Share if you want to share.
how we know each other.
If you want to share how you know each other, then feel free to do so. Hey, Tanisha. Tanisha is on.
Hi.
Kim says you're so brave. And Sienna, am I saying that right? Sienna, yeah. What have I missed? You
just
haven't
the introduction, babes.
There you go. Karen, Sylvia Johnson, you two are amazing to bring this to the forefront, and you two are so inspiring. Thank you. Listen, it just needs to be shared. Simple as that. As far as I'm concerned, like I don't have to have experienced it. I can reach out to people like Jade that have experienced it and get them to help me to share it more. Like, what can I do? What can I do to help? And this is my way of helping. So, okay. So question number 3, what do you feel like you learnt or gained or both by attending the retreat?
Well done, Cher. I love you. You can all have a little read of that one while I'm plowing off some reasons. So what did I learn? I think the most important, and I think I left it right to the last, and I will leave it right to the last. I'll continue. So that I was important too. Like, I needed to be cared for and nurtured. That I was enough in every sense of the word, because as a survivor of many things, not just childhood sexual abuse, but the lasting impacts of neglectful parents and narcissistic, toxic people. It was difficult for me to feel enough in any sense of the word for anybody.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I attracted very toxic relationships. And it wasn't till later in life that I understood why. So to stop letting the 6-year-old broken child sit in the driver's seat. Now, what I mean when I say that, Cher will understand and she'll laugh her socks off at that. So my little 6-year-old version of me is called Dave. We have a nickname for her. She's a nightmare. She's an unruly little 6-year-old, I'll tell you that. She was very much in control of my life at that point. She had very toxic tendencies because it's what she'd learned as a child. That's how we got through life. We were toxic. We would scream and shout and kick off to try and get attention. But any attention, whether it be negative attention, whether it be positive attention, was enough for Dave. Now, obviously, as I went through life, that started to hinder who I was as a person, and I started to battle with it. And that's what I call soul surgery. We spoke about this earlier, like being able to work on your inner self, being able to work on Dave and say, "Oi, listen up, kid. You're not in that situation anymore. We're looking after you now. Get out the driver's seat and get in the back.
Right,
I need to take control here."
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love that.
So to accept all the beautiful parts of me as well as the shattered parts. So when I say that, I mean, I'm a beautiful soul. I've got massive empathy for people. I have a lot of time to give to people that give time to me. I have a big heart and a big vision for my future and what that's going to look like. And that involves helping as many people as I can. That it's okay to let go of those toxic relationships, because just because they're blood, it doesn't mean they love you.
Yeah,
just because they're blood, it doesn't mean
unfortunately, you're
you
right.
have to accept their behavior.
Yeah.
It does, just because they're blood, it doesn't mean you have to have them sat around your fucking table.
Yeah.
Like, leave the table. That is okay. I give myself such a hard time because I don't have a big family. And the family I do have are toxic.
Right.
They are. Tell us the story of the shitting vase. We're going to get to that, Karen.
Yeah, just bear with us.
It's okay to leave your family if they're not feeding you energy, if they're not feeding who you are, if they're not giving you anything positive. Walk the hell away.
Yeah.
Because I tell you,
bless and
you're
release.
only going to end up stuck in that toxic mindset.
That's
and you're
right.
going to hate yourself even longer.
Yeah.
Like, I've been back and forth to my mother so many times, wanting that mother. She ain't that.
She's
She's
not
never
that
going to
person.
be that. She was never capable of that. She should never have had children, but here we are.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hear you.
You know, she should never have done that. And it's okay to go back. It's okay to have those moments where you go, I want my mum, because we all have them.
Yeah,
we all have them.
We do.
And for me, it's a grieving process. She don't really exist in my life anymore. So for both of them, it was a grieving process that I've had to go through. It was the detachment. It's unhealthy attachments have been the motto of my life. I don't know how to normally attach to somebody. I need to learn that for myself, because 20 years later, I still had those negative attachments to people. And I'm slowly unpicking those. And I call it #shedding season.
yeah, I like that. Shedding season. I'm stealing that one, Jade. I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
Shedding season. I really like that.
Fear of repercussion.
Yeah. Okay.
I gained... No, go on. You're all right.
I was going to say, we've got some comments, but say what you want to... Do you want me to read the comments first, or...?
No, let's carry on. Let's get to the end of it. So I gained family, like Shay said. We were split off into groups, and I remember arriving at the airport at Utah and being like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. This is a whole lot of soul surgery coming up, guys. Like, whole lot of soul surgery, working on Dave and telling her to get the hell in the back and get that bloody seatbelt on because we're good.
Yeah.
Like, I can't explain it. Like, the sisterhood with Unique is one thing. The sisterhood at Retreat is a completely different scenario. You are blood as soon as you walk in that room. There is no judgment. You are with a like-minded woman that understands everything. All the, it was like going home. It was like walking into a room and being accepted for the first time in my life. That somebody got me like that.
Yeah.
No second thoughts. It was learning self-defense, so through Muay Thai and yoga, soul surgery and soul therapy. So we spoke about this. So soul therapy relies on other people, so your outside, your external people, your therapists, your friends, your sisters, they help you with your soul therapy. Your soul surgery is what you do on yourself. It's your inner self work. It's your personal development. It's who you are and how you perceive yourself. Yeah. It's not about how others perceive you, because like Tori said to us, if they ain't in your arena, they don't fucking matter. Like, and very remember true. That. Because
it's true. It's very true. I should tag
speak your truth. You've got to be heard and you've got to be okay to do that. Yeah. If you're not powerful. You need to get that strength. Yeah. And it's took 4 years for me to do this. Mm. But my God, the live I did 4 years ago to the one I'm doing right now with, I know I'm hardly, you may think that I'm emotionless, but this has been 4 years in the making. Yeah, no. I've cried so many tears, and somebody mentioned earlier on, do I cry every day now? Yeah, I don't anymore. And you can get to that point. It just takes soul surgery. So how to continue to heal through sharing my story and helping others. And what it truly feels like to be accepted for who you are. I love that.
I do. I love that. I'm gonna.
So they are that's what I gained from retreat. There's so much more, and we'll cover that in the next coming weeks.
Absolutely.
Let's go with questions. Let's go.
So you've got. Let's go back because I've missed some. We read that one. Who got over? Right, that was it was Debs that said, "Have you got over the point where you're not crying every day?" And you've just answered that.
Yeah, I've answered that for you, Deb. I hope that was okay.
Deb said self-sabotage, so it's something she recognises. Charmaine said being around narcissistic people really impacts your life. Anyone who gotten out of this and starting to heal, I want you to know I'm with you and I'm healing myself through toxic narcissistic abuse. You have the power to be who you are meant to be. That's from Charmaine.
Yeah.
And Cher says she gets to sit in her car seat and let you drive now. That's what Cher said.
Dave, that's what she's talking about. Dave gets to sit in the car seat and watches me.
Karen said, tell us the story of shattering the vase. That was so powerful, which you're going to come to. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Sergi. Cher, oh my God, I'm not going to say the effing word. The only reason why I'm not going to say it is because I got blocked on Facebook recently, so I have to be careful what I'm doing, right? But Cher says, I'm so effing proud of you right now. Embrace the healthy relationships. That's what Cher said. Which,
not easy.
Hey, Corey. Toxicity attracts toxicity. It's so hard to walk away. That's from Karen.
Yeah.
And actually, thank goodness she has you. You are here to make such a difference. That's also from Karen. It's the most welcoming and amazing experience ever. So that's from Cher. So I'm assuming she's talking about the actual retreat.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Lynette, who is a coach, she says, I hear you. I can so relate to you not being able to attach to people because of emotional abuse from childhood. Question, what do you want to be known for? That's from Lynette.
So my ultimate legacy is to support survivors like me. That's what I want to be known for.
Okay.
Is to spread the word and to be a Saprea ambassador one day, to work for them.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Do you... I have got another question for you from someone here, but I'm just going to ask you, do you I can't remember what they call them now, but do you do any community get-togethers for survivors or anything like that?
That's my next step. I'm stepping into my power now. So
yeah, you should do it. You should definitely do it. I would.
There isn't enough in the UK.
There isn't. There really isn't. Oh my God!
If any of you would be interested in that, please get in touch with me.
Honest to God, I wanted to do that for so many years, but again, it always came back to how can I do something like that when I don't have the. It's not my. I don't have the experience. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand. The resources are there for the Finding Hope support groups. Ladies,
because we do not have enough here.
All the resources that you could possibly need to start this journey are there.
I might do that, because we really don't have enough in the UK. I think
we don't, and I need, I'm in North Lincolnshire, and there is nothing. So that is my goal for the end of this year. Is to
you should definitely, most definitely.
People can travel. I don't mind you coming from all over the place.
Yeah, I'll support you on that. I think you should definitely do that. Charmaine says, can I ask, do you need to be with Unique to attend the retreat?
No,
I feel like this might help.
Absolutely not. No, it's nothing to do with it anymore.
Nothing. It's a complete separate entity, if you like, but it's the charity that we support. You do not need to be a Unique presenter. You don't even have to use Unique products. Like, it doesn't matter. It's open to it's for everybody that needs it. So
absolutely, anyone and everyone from any walk of life.
So please let people know that. If you know people that might need the service, let them know that it's nothing to do, which is one of the reasons they changed the name as well, wasn't it? Yes, because we had the Unique Foundation and people were, so
people were thinking foundation, but it's
not. That's right. Exactly. That's right. So, okay. What else? Can you also need to be? No, we've done that. Babe, you have to step into your power, and it's so beautiful. That's from Cher.
Yeah.
Babe, I saw your tears and strength but Karen's saying she saw your tears and strength 2 weeks ago when she met you. And Lynette says deep work is necessary. Absolutely. Deb says at 48, I cannot see myself free of it all. Is there anything you'd like to say to Deb?
Deb, honestly, sweetie, like, I know it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle that we run at every single day. And there is not an ounce of me that doesn't feel it every single day. The trauma will be with you for the rest of your life. And there's no way to escape that. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to wrap it in a bow. I'm not going to be, you'll never ever think about it again. That's absolute bullshit, because you will, and you'll battle it, but you'll find your coping mechanisms, your strategies, the way to do it that works for you, because we're all different. We all have different things that make us tick, that make us think straight, that give us fuel when we're running out, when we're having them days. I have days where I spend days in bed, girls. Like, I'm being diagnosed with bipolar right now. There is no dressing it up.
Yeah.
This is down to the traumas of my life. But I will not give in, and I will not be beaten. And it's that mindset that will get you through every day, no matter whether you're crawling through the day, whether you're rolling through the day, whether you're crying through the day, you're still getting through that day. That day will come, and that day will end, and it will start over again. And you can try again tomorrow, you can try again next week, you can try again next month. Be kind to yourself always, Deb. Always look after you first. Always understand that you have a new opportunity at life every day.
Yeah.
It was only 2 weeks ago on Sunday that I was super suicidal, and a relationship ended after I finally walked away from a relationship and finally closed it down after 10 years. And it was the final straw. It was the last piece that I had of me before trauma, before it all came out. It was that last piece of me that I had left. And I said goodbye to it, and I packed it away and I left. And it was the hardest thing I ever did. But do you know what? I'm back with the biggest lot of fuel, the biggest lot of fire, because I don't have to look at that version of myself anymore. I don't have to have people asking, what happened to you? You've changed. Yes, I have changed. I've evolved, and I have rose from the ashes like a phoenix. Is the best way to describe it. Going through hell every day, you learn to rise, and you rise. My girl, you will rise, and I will be here every step of the way to cheer you on. Like, you've got this. Promise. Things do get better. You won't be in this mindset forever.
No, definitely not.
Do work on yourself. I promise it'll get better. And if it doesn't, ring me. I'll get you out.
Yeah.
Promise.
Hey Jade, Charmaine's asked a question. I'll read it so you can hear it, but she said, can we share how you can attend? I mean, you go on the website, don't you, on Saprea's website?
So we go to saprea.org, and you go to the section that says retreat. You just scroll down. You can do it right now. I'll talk you through it. So go to saprea.org. I'll type it in the comments. So saprea.
Yeah, if you do that, I see if I can pin it. I'll pin it. But Jade's going to write it in.
Screen share and show you. But you just go through.
I can allow you to screen share. Oh no, you're from your phone, aren't you?
Yeah. So go follow that link. So if you follow that link, let me see if I can spin my camera around. Can I do that?
If not, I can screen share from mine.
So when you open the link up, it says introducing Saprea. You scroll down and healing is there. There's a section that says healing. Here, you see that?
Yeah.
So on there it says retreats. So you click retreats, and it comes up with the Saprea retreat. So I'll just read the quote out quickly. So the Saprea retreat is a clinically informed 4-day in-person experience
followed by a self-guided online course. The retreat teaches about traumas, impacts, provides opportunities to apply healing tools, and builds community among survivors. The in-person experience lays a foundation for healing that the online course builds on for a deeper understanding and application. So it then tells you what happens. This is going into the next couple of questions, but I'll just literally read out the first couple of paragraphs and then we'll move on. So at the Saprea retreat, we strive to provide a safe space for survivors to build a community while learning about the impacts of childhood trauma and applying healing strategies to help manage these impacts. Each retreat experience has been carefully planned by a team of licensed clinical therapists. Say that again, licensed clinical therapists to help you on your healing journey. Each day during your in-person experience, we offer a wide variety of classes and other activities that you can choose to participate in based on your own needs. As you return home, our self-directed online course provides flexible opportunities for you to continue with your learning and applying healing principles. Your individual healing journey is unique, and our goal is to provide support in 3 key ways. Key 1, education.
Yeah.
Key 2, experience. Key 3, community.
Yeah.
So that is what they aim to do, and that is what they do. I'm living proof of it.
Proof of that.
I hope that answers your question.
Hope that helps you, Charmaine. If not, you can always reach out to Jade if you want to speak to her.
Facebook Messenger, call me. We can do it together. I can talk you through it.
Yeah, there you go.
They then call you and you have an assessment with them. But it is a clinical therapist that you speak to, so don't be scared.
It's brilliant, that is.
Hope that answers your question.
Oh no, I forgot. Corey said she learnt to tattoo as a way to express herself and release the trauma that she's been through.
Yeah.
And Cher is literally jumping off her seat, shouting "Eek!" She's screaming with cheering, hearing you say all of this. So she's very proud of you. She's crying.
She is.
Yeah, she's crying with happiness. Deb says, thank you. I stay in bed week on week on week. I have bipolar too. Thank you. Yeah, Deb, I think you did a live earlier and you were talking about it on your live there. Again, well, Jade's here. Like, if you need someone, you can talk, like, support each other. Do you know what I mean? Charmaine.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys are actually, I'm actually in tears because I can understand all of this is trauma and it's horrific. And I feel like there's days I can't get out of the black hole, that then I watch SJ and I learn what I'm liking, what I'm learning, what I like, what triggers me, etc. We have powerful ladies. Yes, we do, Charmaine. Yes, we do. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can choose how to respond to it. That's what Lynette.
Absolutely. Who said that?
Lynette, what happened to you was a blessing because this has brought you to your calling and now you will help hundreds of women. That's what Lynette is saying.
Oh, thank you, Lynette. That's massively appreciated. Thank you.
Jade, I keep getting confused that her name is Jade. Oh, yes, because, yeah, her name's, we got Jada and Jade, but you spell your name the same, almost, right? So she's getting confused. Her name is Jade and my name is Jada, because yours is Jade with the E, hers is Jada with the A. So every time you said Jade, I think you're calling me. And you're not sorry. Any other questions? Thank you, ladies, you're amazing. That's Charmaine saying thank you for the link. There's no more questions from anybody there, so we'll move on. What did you find most challenging as a survivor?
Now, there's so many challenges, but I have sort of whittled it down to a few many key things, I think. Yeah, many key things. So, daily triggers, right? So when I speak of triggers, they can be daily, weekly, hourly, 5-hourly. You know what a big trigger for me? And it's really, it's just dads in general.
Dance. Did you just say dance?
Dads.
Oh, I thought you said dance. I was like, huh?
No, not dancing. I love your dancing. You're epic. So dads. Yeah.
Wow.
I find it very difficult to watch a dad and a little girl for obvious
Oh,
reasons.
wow. Oh, wow. That's hard.
It is hard, but at the same time, I have to learn that there's positives to that. It's not always a dangerous situation. I have to calm Dave down and be like, right, listen in, kid. This is not you.
Yeah.
This is not your situation. This is somebody else, and this is a positive experience. And actually, this is teaching you what a dad does look like, a real father.
Right.
So dads are a big one. Sometimes I can be massively triggered by, like at Empower You, when I shared, it was like a bloody domino effect.
Yeah, that
I
was
got it in first because I didn't want to be in the domino. I didn't want to be in the domino because when you get in the domino, it sort of gets a bit forgetful, a bit like, did someone say that, you know? So instead of me going down that domino effect, and I knew it had come, I knew Kristen would talk about it, I knew it was coming, but at the same time, I also thought, do you know what? No, we're not doing it. We're going to have our own moment. So when we did that aha light bulb thing, and I just stood up and I was like, I'm back, bitches.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was an epic moment, and that moment was for me alone. That wasn't for me to stand there and go, yeah, I'm a survivor as well. And I didn't want to do that. And I'm not downplaying what they did.
No, I understand what you're saying.
For me, it was a domino effect that I had to run away from immediately.
Yeah.
Because the lady that spoke, do you remember, that said about a little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went out. I had to go out.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Understanding what triggers you and being able to know
deal with
actually I'm not going to put myself in that triggering situation over and over again. I'm going to have a breather.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to go out and I'm going to calm my breathing down so I don't have a panic attack and cause a big scene. Now, some people didn't like that I went out, but bugger it. Because at the end of the day, that's my coping mechanism. That is how I deal with it. And if you don't like it, move away. I'm not here for you, I'm here for me, darling.
No, but I'm with you on that. I don't understand why anyone would have an issue with somebody who's been through that trauma, that hears something that triggers them and they have to leave the room to get themselves together. Why anyone would have an issue?
Because it's not easy to do.
No, like,
it's not easy
why
to
would anyone have an issue with that?
Walk out.
I don't know why anyone. Yeah, I don't know why anyone had an issue with that. I really don't. I had an issue with it. It was triggering me. And I haven't been through that trauma, but I found it difficult, and my heart went out to that, and it was just like.
It's like when Shalane did that video, and I was like, that was it. I was like, as soon as I heard Derek and Shalane's voice, I started crying immediately.
Yeah.
It's like oh my God, these people saved my life. How am I going to thank them for this when I see them at convention?
It's a big deal, and I don't.
How the hell am I going to sit there and wrap my arms around them and say, you have given me the tool to save my life? How do I thank someone for that? You just can't.
Yeah.
There's no words.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's no words. So other triggers and other things I find challenging are loving myself. Like, I love myself. I love who I am. But also, I have days where I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see. I have issues with my body and loving my body, which is why I've got a photo shoot, boudoir shoot given to me by Kate in Nottingham to reattach myself to my body, because you get disattached to your body, you disassociate to your body, because that was the thing that got you in this fucking situation.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And you look at it and you're like, ugh. So having, and I struggled with it a lot at retreat, because they did classes on sort of loving your body and loving yourself and your self-image, and I was like, oh no thank you. And I had big issues with that. So real relationships. So being able to accept someone that is kind to me without thinking what you're after, without thinking there's an underlying
alternative motive for it,
removing toxicity, being able to walk away from people that are hurting me, because hurting is a normal feeling for me, and it has been since a child. So if somebody hurts me, I'm like, oh, more.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Gimme. But now somebody hurts me, I'm like, step the hell away from me, you know? And I don't give half as many chances as you. So I see the world from a different angle, and I always will.
Yeah.
That will always be something that I find quite difficult, but it's okay, because if you'd lived my life, you'd see it differently too.
Yeah.
People's perception of me and the hush culture that surrounds childhood sexual abuse. So perceptions, like I've said, like Tori said, if they ain't in your lane, don't listen. Love yourself. Be, what did Christine call it? Be a halo.
Halo.
Get your halo on and believe in yourself. Be the energy that people need and look up to.
That's right.
The justice system, what a pile of crap. Like, what a pile of crap.
It's a mess, mate. It's a mess.
20 years later, they made me go through the same rigmarole I went through at 10 years old. So I went through the police interview, the video interview. I went through, the possibility of an arrest, and they built my hopes up and then they smashed me down. And they said, well, we've interviewed and whatever, and I'm afraid there isn't any evidence, so the CPS will not be moving forward. And I sort of was like, well, you're just useless, like, get out my face. Because 1 million children are sexually abused every year, yet there is no plan to fight this in any legislation anywhere. It's absolutely,
it just drives me
ridiculous. It boils my
my God, the amount of kids that go missing.
We've got, like Saprea saying, they did a post this week. So to stop car accidents, we have seat belts, we have car seats, we have airbags. To stop flu, we have medications, we have this social, like COVID is a fucking pandemic.
Yes.
And nobody's doing anything. The only time you ever see it is when it's all over the news, when there's been a big paedophile ring found, or somebody is killed as a child because they've been abused and they've killed themselves. 100,000 children a year are killing themselves because of it.
Yeah.
And what are you doing about it?
Nothing.
Saprea are the only organisations to me that are making waves, that are changing the conversation and that are bringing it up. And if you are on my friends list, you are going to see it every day and you are going to share it, because I need you to.
Yeah.
Because you need to, for your children and their children and their children. 1 in 4. It's got to stop. 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 5 boys.
Yeah.
It's got to stop. So yeah, that's the closing statement for that. Like, change the conversation. Start talking about it. Make people feel fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's serious.
We create change.
Absolutely, it's serious.
What is that? Nothing. You just know of people. When you move into an area, you could be living next to a paedophile. You don't know.
No.
Like, it really annoys me.
No, I'm with you on that. I've got my own views on why they do nothing.
It's easy.
Sweep
it under the carpet. Doesn't exist.
A lot of the people that are doing the abusing as well are in high positions. And
absolutely,
they started bringing in they started bringing in all these laws and regulations and this, that, and the other. A lot of them would end up in jail or dead, right? They're not about to do that because a lot of them are messing with children, right? They're all doing it. Exactly.
Prime example.
Right. Okay, so that's another story, another day for that. But I'm with you on that.
Some of the things that I struggle with.
It's just
you just get on and you live and you learn. That's the biggest thing. You learn how to manage the triggers and you learn how to own it and reclaim the situation before it gets out of hand.
That's right. Deb says definitely childhood, teenage and adults sadly got the badges. That's what Deb's saying. Children who are abused don't get removed from the home because it's too traumatic. That's what Deb's saying. Charmaine saying, I feel like I'm making others uncomfortable when I'm speaking out. but then I've recently realised it's okay to speak about it.
Uncomfortable is good.
Yeah, and Deb says, what's the point of having social workers? To be seen to be
I
doing
see both
something.
sides of that coin.
They're overworked.
I worked in the business, so I saw both sides. I saw some amazing social workers do some amazing work.
This is what I'm saying. It's like
they have
any job.
Traumatic workload themselves. They're traumatized.
That's what I'm saying. Like it takes a certain kind of, I think, takes a certain type of person to be able to do that job, especially when you're working with children and you see some horrific things, and you've got to be able to deal with that. And you're going to get those people that really do a good job and way
it's the same in any
above
line
and
of
beyond.
work. You get your
Exactly.
workers,
and you need to get the ones that are just literally trying to get through the day and clock off.
Paycheck.
There's nothing,
but always speak out, Charmaine, like always do that, because making someone uncomfortable isn't your responsibility.
No,
your
that's
responsibility is to make yourself comfortable around the people you're around. And if they can't feel comfortable in your presence, they don't deserve to be in your presence, darling. Move on.
The next question I had was, how can people help support survivors that they may know?
Okay, so yeah, I've got quite a lot for this one again. So never ever assume that we're moving on and that we don't want to talk about it anymore. Just don't, because it's our daily life, it's how we live, and people forget sometimes. And I've had it, where I've been out and people have said to me about, try to make jokes about Jimmy Savile. I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously, you're not funny.
Yeah.
Ask questions. What do you need? How can I help? Do you want to talk today? Lead the conversation. If they can, and you feel something in your bones that they're not quite right, drop the conversation. Don't bury it under the carpet. It's the worst thing you can ever do. Be a supportive ear and a shoulder for your survivor. Always be honest and real with your survivor friends, because you start being fake and pretentious or watching what you say, they're gonna pick up on it and they're gonna go, what the hell? They're gonna call you on it, sister. You ain't gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
Give us a safe space to speak, like SJ is doing right now. She's giving that opportunity. Listen and learn everything you can about the subject, and you'll learn through talking to your survivors about the experience. There is nothing better than learning from the horse's mouth what the problem is, how to treat it, how to help. Use the resources available to you at saprea.org and have the conversation. If you're talking to somebody and they're telling you about their experiences with childhood sexual abuse, have you heard about the Haven Retreat? That is the first thing I would be asking them. Share the site and normalise having these conversations, because this isn't a big deal for us. This is a daily life. This is not a biggie. People think it's such a big thing. It isn't. I live it. This is my life. Yeah. Just be who you are. Be genuine, because we've been attacked by narcissists. So the first thing we look for in danger warning signs, in red flags, is a narcissist, someone that can't deal with your reaction to their behaviours. And I seem to attract the devil in everybody. If they've got it in them, I will pull it out and I'll see it and I'll be like, hello, bitch, step the hell away from me.
Yeah.
And it's shedding season. I've done it again this year. There's been a whole lot of crap that's gone down that I've had to deal with again. And it's like, family, it's people that I thought were going to be friends for the rest of my life. It's people that I thought would never do the things they did. But then again, if you're going to be a shitty person, I'm going to call you on it. And if you don't like it, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. But yeah, they are the main things you can do to help. Just be there, be present always. Don't let people fall off the face of the earth without a helping hand to get back up.
Yeah. Okay, we've got, okay, Shara said, hold on, make sure. Shara said, or that we have to stop talking about it because we should be over it already because it happened so long ago. So, all right, okay,
Absolutely.
so, right, I get you what you're saying.
It's so frustrating that, like, it's been years. Why aren't you over it? Why are you still talking about it?
Yeah.
But you would never understand what it's like to be us, so don't even comment on that. Don't even have that opinion because you don't deserve it.
Yeah, that's
Never
right.
lose you.
That's right. Charmaine says, I've brought up a conversation in SJ's lives before. She always says, I'm not saying something to be horrible. She says, she's just interested in these things, etc. And that really helps me. Okay, I understand SJ isn't going to hurt me or tear me down. She's actually interested. So I appreciate that, SJ. I feel like even though I'm not with Unique anymore, I'm still have true, honest friends for life. Oh, bless you. Of course you have. Well, you have it. I can only speak for myself, but
SJ.
oh, thank you.
Queen.
I'm not doing
Love
anything. I wouldn't cope with that. Sharon. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? I can't. It doesn't say. It says I wouldn't cope with that. Is she replying?
Ladies, when you putting these comments on, can you just like elaborate a little bit because we get like way confused.
And then I've got, you can still smell it.
You can smell it. I think that's narcissism. That's what
right,
about.
yeah, I get what you mean.
People. I can. As soon as I meet someone, I get the energy. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah, I'm like that. And I question myself sometimes. I'm like, no, you're being too harsh. I've got better at it. But I'm like, no, I stay that side of the road, yeah? Don't come this side. Okay, my last question. The last question I have for you is, what words of it, I think you've already said some anyway, but I'll ask it anyway. What words of encouragement would you give someone thinking about going to the Haven retreat?
The same that was given to me. So, I smell. Oh, okay. Sorry, I've just read something and I'm like, wow, okay. Let me just give me a minute. Right, so words of encouragement, it would be to, what the hell have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Because if you're at the point where you're ready, you have nothing left to lose at that point. And that's a sad realization that I come to when you ask that question. I was like, well, that's actually why. Why not? If you can give yourself 1,000 reasons not to do something, you won't do it. If you can give yourself 1,000,000 reasons why you should, then you'll try. I had to do fundraising to get my money together for the flights because it was so, it's probably about £1,500 to £2,000 altogether.
Yeah, to get a flight out there.
To get flights, and you need to give yourself a few days to adjust to the time difference. Like, is my biggest advice if you do book it, you need to have a few days to normalize the time zones. And I did that, so it cost me a bit more than it would if I'd have just flown in, flown out. But I wanted to give myself that time to get level with my head before I went into something. So like
did you stay somewhere else first?
Yeah, I booked.
You booked a hotel or something?
I booked a Super 8, which is like what I imagine a travel lodge.
Okay.
America's version of travel lodge.
Yeah.
But a bit more seedy. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. It was like something out of an American Horror Story. I remember going down that, that hotel.
Brilliant.
The hotel one. I was walking down, I could hear screaming.
Oh, right, that's a great start. I'm just about to go to a retreat.
But yeah, so I did that. I had a couple of days. I went to the diners. I tried all the amazing food, like the corn, and it was epic. I just remember like going through drive-through McDonald's and getting a super XXL meal. Like the drink was as big as my head. It was huge, and the chips were half the size of my head.
and the burger was up to my eyes. I was like, wow, that's food. Right, because America just do food unlike anywhere else, right? It's got the highest obesity
their
portions in the world, and we know why, because of the food,
exactly.
Right? Food.
No disrespect to my American friends, but I remember when I went to Atlanta and
that food is so good.
Second, there's an advert like on the every second, like there's an advert, and it's food full of sugar.
Such good food. I went to this diner and I had these ribs and steak and
it's
chicken.
Like, oh my god!
All these big desserts that were just like big fudgy brownies.
It's
and
it's crazy. And
like the Cheetos, man. You can get Cheetos. They don't do me anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. The portion sizes you lot have in the States are like the
Philly steak
that would feed me for a whole year.
Do you know
what I mean?
We had a chef at retreat and we had a set menu like that we could choose from, and he would cook for all of us and we'd sit down 3 times a day to eat. There was like fridges full of all Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper,
nice.
Little, imagine. There's snacks available all day. You just go and eat when you want to eat. The kitchen is there for you to use as and when you want to. You want something cooking, the chef's on hand.
That's amazing.
They are there to serve you for that 4 or 5 days that you are there for.
Amazing.
Just give yourself the chance to start this journey for yourself. Don't live in the constant fear, the constant cycle of depression and anxiety and PTSD and bipolar. Don't live like that. Don't choose to live like that. Choose better for yourself is my advice. Choose to live. Choose to reclaim your hope. Choose to not be a victim.
That's right. Yeah.
I hate that. People that go through life with that victim label attached to their forehead. I ain't got time for you. I ain't got time for you, because I could have been that person. I could have been a victim. I could have been a victim of my circumstances. I could have been on the dole my entire life. I could have been on drugs and alcohol. I could have had 7 kids. I could have done all that like my parents did. They chose that life. They chose to be victims. And you know what? They had the best upbringing that they ever could have had. They had 2 parents that adored them.
Yeah.
And it created 2 monsters, is the reality. I've not had that. I've not had that nurturing. I've not had that, like Shalane says, every child deserves to be unconditionally loved. I don't know what that feels like. And that doesn't mean that I get to sit in that bed day in, day out feeling sorry for myself, because if I don't get up for me, who else is going to? Yeah. If I don't show up, no one else is going to show up. If I don't do the things I need to do, nobody's going to do it for me. That's right. You have to get the hell up and face the day, no matter how bad it is, because I can guarantee that the longer you stay down, the worse it's going to be when you get up, because you have to deal with the consequences. Like, I go through manic stages where I do things that are ridiculous, right? I spend way too much money. I sleep with people. I have this tendency to be an absolute see you next Tuesday when I'm in my manic moods. I don't want to speak to no one, and I ain't interested. And I self-sabotage, that word again, self-sabotage myself, because I'm like, I don't deserve that anymore. I'm just going to take all that away from myself because I can't deal with it. Yeah. And then I level out again. Dave jumps out of the car, because when we're in mania, Dave's in control. Dave jumps out of the car back in the boot, and then Jay's like, what the hell? Yeah. What have we been doing? Because now I've got to sort all this mess out. Yeah. And it is like a mother-child relationship. I'm like, for God's sake, what are you doing? Yeah. You know, just give up. No. You know, it is about getting up, showing up, and you know, I've started a new medication in the last 3 weeks. I'm on a medication called quetiapine. It's a mood stabilizer. So that has meant that Dave has been hell in that boot for quite a few weeks now, and she's getting mad, but she can stay the hell in there, because I don't need to deal with any of her chaos. Yeah. Because that's what it is. It's living in chaos as opposed to
finding the balance that Jade has on a day-to-day basis of the quetiapine and other factors in life, walking away from toxicity, walking away from bad attachments, walking away from negative relationships with family. And it can be very devastating at the time, and Dave takes it very badly, and she has a right paddy about it. I, on the other hand, I struggle with that, because I'm like, why can't you just love me? Why can't I be enough for you? But then I have to remind myself, it's not about me. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just that they're never going to be capable of what you want them to be.
And
it's okay to walk away from that.
I hear you on that. I hear you.
So the biggest thing is to just show up for yourself and try. Don't try, you'll never know.
Debs is saying, how many flights do you have to fly into Amsterdam first and then go to
you fly direct from London Heathrow straight to Salt Lake City in Utah.
There you go, Debs. Yes, choice is there for all of us. That's what Cher says. Charmaine says, I think I'd struggle sorting flights, etc. So I've never been on a plane, and knowing how much I need, if it's okay, Jade, could I message you to ask what I need to do, etc.? I will get onto that website as soon as we get off here.
Yeah, well, you do the assessment first, then you get accepted onto the retreat, then you book the flights and pick your dates. So you have to book the flights before you can pick your dates, which is what I did. So I booked through Virgin Atlantic, and then I got trains. So I got 3 trains to Heathrow, stayed in a hotel the night before, flew out to Heathrow, flew out to Utah the next day, got a taxi from the airport to the hotel, stayed in the hotel for 2 days, went back to the airport to meet Saprea at the airport. They take you to the house, which is incredible, by the way. It's one of Derek and Shalane's houses. Then they ship you back off. When we're done, we have a photo shoot experience. If you haven't seen the pictures, I will post them after the live so you can have a look. Because that's about self-acceptance and
absolutely.
Yeah, it's really difficult, that photo shoot. And I remember it was right at the end of the week. So it's like you've sort of overcome a lot, and this is where you've got to from when you walked in. And it's like, wow. You see that in a video yourself. They give you a copy of. Let me go grab it. You come in with me for a second. Let me go and grab it, because they did give me a printout. Oh my god, I haven't even told the story about the kintsugi. Let me do that in a second. So here she is.
Look at that. Look at you. It's beautiful, isn't it, guys? Like, seriously.
So I remember getting home and Claire Cowan, saying to me, look at the light in your eyes. It's oozing out of you.
I love Claire.
So, yeah, we love Claire. If it weren't for her, none of us would be in this position, because she started it all off, didn't she? A little powerhouse that she is. But anyway, I've got to tell the kintsugi story, because otherwise Karen will be very angry with me.
No, go for it, because I haven't heard it. And
kintsugi is the art. I've got a list here actually of things.
Do you have your bowl? Do you have your bowl?
I can't find it.
Oh no.
I think it's at my ex's, so I'm gonna have to get him to have a look.
Okay.
So kintsugi is the art of breaking something like a bowl, a cup, a plate, and reforming it into something more beautiful than it was before. So me and Cher will back me up here. We struggled with this. We were like, you can fuck off. We are not broken. And this was probably day one. I think it was straight after the sort of introduction to the retreat. We'd been split off and we'd just met each other. And I was sat like on the next row, and we were just looking around at each other like, we can't do this. Like, I ain't breaking that bowl up, because they said this is a representation of you. And they got us to pick a piece of like a bowl or a plate.
Yeah.
We got to pick it. We picked it. And I remember the very first evening, yes, yeah. So we were asked to smash this bowl. And we were walking out, we were kicking off. Dave and I can't remember Cher's ulterior motive person, but Dave and
Dave and Jane, let's say, were having a right bloody Barney. They were like, absolutely not. We are not broken. We're absolutely fine. Don't even try it. And I remember just sat there sobbing and going, I can't do it. And I had this perfect little ball. I was like, that's fine. That's me. And they're like, Jade, you need to do this. I'm like, I can't. You're going to have to do it for me. And we have to do it with a hammer, right? And I remember Demarus. Right, okay. So I remember going back in and I remember looking at Cher looking at me, and we just took this hammer and just went bang. And oh my God, did it hurt. Like when I say, like, you know, when we said like soul pain earlier,
yeah,
like that, it was like somebody had took a hammer to my heart and just smashed it. And I was stood there with this broken ball thinking, how the fuck am I going to put this back together? And they gave us this like gold paint, which was like glue. So slowly we began to build this bowl back together. And I remember looking at it and it having a very distinct hole, and I couldn't find the other piece. The piece had gone. It had gone. We looked all over the room. We could not find this piece, and it was a hole probably about that big in it. And I remember looking at it, and I said this to Karen and Ellie at the weekends. That represents my family, where they should be. That missing part of my life, that connection that I've never really had. Because, you know, my mum committed suicide a lot of times. And the final time she did it in 2013. She's done it since, but for me, the last time she did it was the last time I had any connection to her.
Right.
I watched her die that day, and I watched her be revived, and I was 21. And I remember thinking, she's gone. Like, she was in ICU. This was all over a man leaving her. I mean, how pathetic. And I just remember thinking, like, I was at uni at the time. I had a boyfriend. I was going places, you know. I had my life sort of planned out what I wanted to do. I got through so much already. At 21, I was like, no, that's it. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I moved out and everything. And then she did that, and I had to go home and look after the kids again and work 3 jobs to try and feed everyone. She had all the benefits and she wouldn't give us anything, and she was asking for clothes and eyelashes whilst other people are dying around her. I refused to go and visit her. But I just remember thinking then that, you know, I lost my mum then, and my attachment to my dad when I was probably about 16. When I really blossomed into womanhood, I was like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
And he was really emotionally manipulative. Like when his mum died, I was there at the hospital with my cousins, and he was like, I ain't got a mum just like I ain't got a daughter. You know, they've said things like that to me my whole life. So I've never felt important to anyone. So when that hole sort of appeared in that bowl, and I don't it's not affecting me like it did when I spoke about it last time, which is interesting. But I just remember looking at it thinking, oh my God, it's broken exactly how it was supposed to, because there is a chunk out of that bowl that's missing that will never be replaced. And that, you know, that's where my mum and dad should be. That's where they would have been had they not acted the way they have. So that's kintsugi. It's a beautiful process. It's very difficult to do because they tell you to imagine yourself as that bowl, and then they want you to smash a hammer on it. It's like, well, no thanks.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Yeah.
I don't want to smash myself into 1,000 pieces all over the floor. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
But the process was amazing.
It was a good process.
It was.
Well, let's see if I don't think anyone's got any questions. No, there isn't any question. Well, Jade, like, seriously, I mean, you shared a lot this evening, and a lot of people, I would say a lot of people have learned some stuff from you from here. You got Charmaine that's gonna go and look at the retreat, so that just that alone,
that right there is why I do what I do. That right there, knowing that I want to send someone else through those doors is why I do. It's my fuel.
Exactly that. Cher said the smashing.
I don't care about
the money and the, you know, it's great to have a bit of extra income.
Yeah, of course,
amazing.
but that's not your
But
goal.
it is about the mission, and I live it, speak it, breathe it every single day. And through that is how we're going to make an amazing business and ensure that so many more women walk through them retreats, and ensure there's European ones, because that is in progress.
Yeah, and that hopefully they'll have that up and running soon, won't they? Hopefully
that is in talk, so it's going to be a lot more accessible for a lot more people. So that's why we need to keep speaking about it, please. Everybody watch and share this live.
Share this live. Yeah,
share, please.
Share the live, please, ladies. Share says the smashing was brutal. The smashing was brutal, but the gluing was healing, is what Cher says. And Deb says thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Your story. So I mean, I haven't got any more questions. If you've got any questions, guys, put them forward. I don't want to keep you all here all night, but we plan to do these weekly. Obviously there's going to be times that we might not do them, you know. I might be busy, Jade might be whatever, but generally we're going to try and do them every Saturday around 8 o'clock in the evening, where we talk about Saprea. We may have other people that come in and join us as well. Generally it will be me and Jade, but I'm sure we'll have other people that will come on and share their, you know, if you're anybody that watching live or watching on the replay
wants to come on with us, feel free. Just
reach out and feel free, reach out to Jade. If you're somebody that's going through it, been through it, whatever, and you need someone to reach out to, like Jade is here, like reach out to her, drop her an inbox, send her a friend request and have a chat with her. Not saying you can't reach out to me, but obviously when it comes to Saprea and the experience, Jade has been through it. Yeah, I'm not the expert on that. All I'm going to say to you is I'll empathise and let you say what you got to do, but I'm going to send you to Jade. Basically, so you might as well just go to Jade. but honestly, if you need to talk, reach out. Don't sit in your darkness by yourself, because you don't have to.
No, you absolutely don't
have to. And like Jade, like thank you for sharing what you've shared.
That's okay, and I'm going to keep sharing.
And for being that person that is out there trying to.
Why don't we put it to the ladies what we do next week?
Yeah. Okay. So
why don't we put it out to the watchers what you want to touch on next week? Like what topic do you want to discuss? Like to do with
Saprea? Is there anything in particular that you would like to know about the next week's topic around Saprea or Jade's story, whatever?
While we're live on what we're going to do.
Yeah, so drop it in the comments. Yeah, drop it in the comments and
audience participation 101.
Absolutely. So yeah, please share the live out. If you're a unique presenter, share it in your customer groups on your business page, because you know absolutely.
Has anyone watched it in Dream Team?
I haven't.
And MMC?
No, I haven't done it in any of those.
Oh no, that's okay.
You can. I'm funny about dropping things in groups like that I am not admin in. I get like I don't want to piss anyone out. Are we allowed to do this in there? Well, but you're part of those teams, aren't you?
In Dream Team anyway.
Right, there you go. So you can drop it into Dream Team. Then.
Wants the teams obviously to see what we're doing, and obviously we're going to have the Zoom link. So this will be accessible if you want to go back and listen to things again, or you're struggling one day, you need some motivation from someone that's like an absolute badass, like come to me, come and feel the energy, because I'm always like this. It's not I am at ISJ. I am, you see, what you see is what you get.
That's you're just being real, you're just being who you are, authentically you. That's it. There
is no pretense. I am like this in person. Like those of you that have met me will back me up. This is who I am. I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. Whether I'm on Facebook Live, whether I'm doing makeup, I'm just me.
It's just who you are. That's it. And that's
I smoke, I swear, I'm a northern lass. That's literally
We like realness over here. We like realness over here.
Like, I just want to say a big thank you, because this is a big platform for me. Obviously, I don't have half the followers and the following that you have, so it means a lot to me for maybe for me to be able to do this on a bigger platform that I'm used to.
Yeah,
it's reaching more people, and that's amazing.
No,
if one
it's a
two-way like you,
thing.
we wouldn't be able to speak like this. Do you know? So thank you.
It's a two-way thing. Like, I get value out of it. I get to learn stuff, and I feel like I'm helping in some way.
You are.
Women like yourself.
You're giving us a voice.
Right. So it's a two-way thing here. It's a two-way thing. I'm going to actually do the message of today. So those that know, I haven't done it. I normally come on and do a live every day, and I share a message of the day. I haven't done it the last several days because let's be honest, I'm exhausted. Like, trying to get through all my messages since Empower You and all of that. I needed to take a step back. End of the month with all the announcements and shout outs and stuff. I just needed to take some time to myself. So I haven't done them for the last few days, but I just think that this message for today, for the 2nd July, kind of goes with some of the stuff that you were saying today. So the message for today, 2nd of July, make room for the right people to enter your life by clearing out those who don't belong. Be firm about what you deserve. So I just want to share that because I thought, just listen to
read that again. We need that again.
Okay, so the message is, make room for the right people to enter your life by clearing out those who don't belong. Be firm about what you deserve.
Absolutely. You could not have put that better. Whoever said that is a fucking genius. So let's face it, that is #shedding season.
Yeah, shedding season. Absolutely.
Get rid of them motherfuckers.
It's true. I'm so.
You need to follow me on TikTok, guys. There's so much more. Like, Jade Olympus 22.
I don't think I got you on TikTok. I don't think I've got you on TikTok.
It's hilariously funny. Like, I find these badass, and most of them are women of colour, to be fair. I'm such a hustler.
What's your TikTok handle, Jade?
Jade Olympus 22.
Jade Olympus 22.
It's so funny. Honestly,
I'm following you
like
now.
A different person on TikTok.
I'm following you. I love TikTok. TikTok at the moment is my happy place because
it's so fun.
You
get
to
be the absolute boss, and nobody knows you any different.
Yeah,
like, you've not known these people ever. And you know what? I have so many male followers. It's ridiculous. I get inboxes all the time. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, go away. Doing me. Like, get out.
I do. I love it over there. I have so much fun over there. Fun. So yeah, I'm following you now, so you can find me. Let's see. Amanda said, thank you, Jade, for sharing. Maria said, thank you for sharing. Charmaine said, thank you for sharing. Cher says, absolutely, giving a voice to survivors is such a beautiful support. Thank you, Cher. I appreciate that. Charmaine said, I came across that message on TikTok this morning. Yes, because I went on I've just got TikTok stories literally in the last week. So I go on and do it. So I did that message on there this morning. Oh my God, you help so much, Sylvia. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Debs. So, ladies, I'm going to let you guys go. It's just gone 10. How long have we been on? What,
hour and a half.
Hour and a half. So that's pretty good, I think. No, I think that's pretty good. So thank you guys for sticking with us as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Listening and asking questions.
For contributing.
Thank you so much. So same time again next week, around 8 o'clock. We'll
sort out a topic.
Yeah, we'll be on live.
We'll go through Saprea and pick, if you want to pick one.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look. Yeah, whatever. But if anyone,
this one's all about me.
Yeah, but if anyone has anything in particular you'd like to know, just let us know, and we'll happily bring it up as an open forum for everybody. Please share the live, share it around, or tag. If there's anybody in your life that you know this would be of value to, tag them in so they can watch it on the replay. It is being recorded on Zoom, so I will send you the link and you'll be able to download it from Zoom so you can upload it to your YouTube or whatever you want to do with it if you want to, Jade. As well. So
I'm not on YouTube actually. I think that'll be the place that I do my some of the support group stuff.
Yeah.
Because if I make it virtual,
anyone can come. Do you know what I mean? We can do a virtual. We can do a Zoom.
That's a very good idea.
Group. And a few of us can get our heads together and do it together.
That's a very good idea, doing it. I didn't even consider.
I mean, in person is amazing. But
yeah, of course.
In the current climate we live in, it's not always possible.
Yeah.
It's, it's resources. It's hiring a venue, and it's having enough people. It's having
and
enough funds.
Haven't Saprea just launched, or was it just a trial period that they launched an online? If you couldn't actually make it you could do an online course.
That you can do that. That is available to you immediately.
Right. Yeah. So
that's why I keep sending people to the page, because the online resources are there for you to access immediately. You can speak to a therapist like today.
Okay. So if you are someone,
America's 5 hours behind.
Yeah.
And
but if you are someone that can't afford the flight, say, like, especially if you live in our country, it's expensive. You can still get some help by doing the online until you're able to actually physically go as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's let you guys go. Yeah. What are you doing for the rest of the evening? You doing anything?
I need to cook some food because I fell asleep at tea time.
I need to cook as well. I can't be asked, but yeah, I need to.
Me neither. But
I've got no kids here, so
I've got turkey twizzlers.
You got what?
Turkey twizzlers.
Turkey twizzlers.
I'm having what I call scruffy kids tea.
yeah. I think I've got chicken nuggets downstairs somewhere.
Yeah, I'm having turkey twizzlers, chips and
just
curry
throw
sauce.
it in the oven.
Heron curry sauce is the bomb.
Brilliant.
The frozen curry sauce, you're whacking in a pan with some boiling water, and it's done in 2 minutes. It's beautiful.
I love that. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Sister Martha was here. I didn't even know Sister Martha snuck in there, boy. She kept quiet. I didn't know she was here.
No, me neither.
No, she snuck in. She does that sometimes.
What do you mean, no way, Deb? No way what? Right, anyway, we're going to love you and leave you, but thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jade, and I'll catch you later. Love you guys. Mwah. See you later. Bye.